How exciting. What a thrill. Every week.
What a thrill. What a thrill. Okay.
Is it stormy where you are? We've been having some storms. I'm like looking out a
You
window
know,
and seeing
it has been. It was stormy, like not yesterday, the day before. It was very, very rainy. Okay, I'm gonna hit go live. Let me go to YouTube.
Okay, we're live. Just saw.
What?
Just popped.
What today's topic? It's like, how do we do this for a living? This is so embarrassing.
It's like, can they brand coffee helmets? It's crazy. That's so
crazy
funny.
work. This is crazy,
really
work.
This is crazy stuff. Hey.
You know, when they asked us what living the dream looked like, I don't know if I would have put it in these terms.
You know, I didn't dare to dream this was even possible.
Dare to dream.
I look at my setup sometimes and it looks like, you know, when you have like the lights and the microphone of it, it looks like I'm about to like do a live press conference, like addressing something very controversial or serious. And I'm like, no, I'm just about to riff the dumbest ideas you've ever heard with my best friend for a living. But like, it looks like it's like, oh, a tell-all. And you're like,
Do you know how mortifying it is
sparkling milk
to have to go, hey, can you keep the kids quiet upstairs? I have to go record my live show. And then if you could hear what I was saying, you'd be like, this is what you want me to keep the kids quiet.
Babe, everybody keep quiet. Mommy's got to talk about coffee helmets. About doggy high heels.
Coffee helmet. Mommy's talking about glow in the dark toilet paper. What? This is so
and not one but two different underwear empires.
Mommy's branding granny panties. Why? That's the real question.
No, Allie, you know the real question. Why not?
True.
No one dares.
When the world asks why, we say, why not? Okay.
Ask not what branding can do for you.
My favorite is when I have to update everything on LinkedIn. We were just talking right before we went live about just what is happening on LinkedIn and what we are putting on LinkedIn could not be. It just exists in different planets.
Yeah.
5 ways the industry is changing and how they can impact your business. And we're like,
okay, it's a luggage, but it's a scooter. But you remember we realized a long time ago that we don't care about our industry. We don't. No. Like I care as far as it matters for whatever clients we're working on right now. Like,
yes,
we're downloading all that information and caring about their market and their industry and all this stuff. But like in terms of like a love of branding, absolutely not. We have a love of creativity and humor, and we are marketing it via marketing. We care about good ideas. That's literally what wakes us up in the morning.
Yeah, and
everyone's like 5 trends I'm spotting in branding, and I'm like, shh.
Honestly, Lindsay, I think what allows us to be really good in this space is that we are fairly removed from our industry.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have a hyper awareness of what everyone else is doing until we are working on a project that requires it. And then we're doing we're like really immersing ourselves in the landscape. So it's like
but in like their landscape still.
In their landscape.
In like trending landscapes of what their competitors are, how they're using our industry, but like
not getting caught up in like what everyone else is doing for just the sake of it, which, you know, I take it as a win. Whatever it is,
it's working because we're enjoying it. And that,
and our clients are happy. And you know, that's what matters. Okay.
Those are the 2 things that matter. But so welcome to Can They Brand That? This is our live show, the only show brave enough to do what no one's ever asked for. And that's brainstorm in real time for a live audience.
Yeah. Build a brand in real time, 20 minutes, under pressure, put on by ourselves.
Against all odds.
Yeah. The gist here is that we are the founders of a creative agency called Semiserious. We specialize in humor-centric branding. So we use humor as one of our core strategies for building a brand. Like, how do you build something that has personality, is memorable, is exciting, energizing, feels wildly different, and and then really draws in your audience and gets them to feel like endearment and start to build a relationship with your brand. And this is our show that we created, in tandem with our agency, because it gives us a chance to kind of take all the principles that we apply to a client project, but with no real parameters other than really against a 20-minute clock going, how many funny ideas can we come up with for a specific concept? So,
and with no preparation.
No prep.
So it's all improvised.
Yeah. So before every episode, we pick sometimes it's a brand, sometimes it's a concept, it's a product that doesn't exist or maybe used to exist but has lost steam in the market. And we say, okay, let's set the timer for 20 minutes and let's build a brand as fast as we can, really. And so we try to name it, position it, come up with really fun taglines, start to build out the identity. And the fun part is that really anything goes because it's our show. We don't have any clients breathing down our neck. No, but and it's so fun because it just allows us to play and explore, and hopefully watching us do that, it really does inspire other people to have more fun creatively brainstorming and just what it feels like to yes and an idea and to just allow your brain to go wild. It's what can come from that. We are big believers in play, and the best idea wins. And so, we try to live that truth every week for you.
Every week, right in front of you, we are building the plane while it flies, which is the best, the best kind of airplane to be in. Everybody wants to be in one that is.
It's the plane you trust the most.
Hop on in. Allie, that was all very beautiful. I'm just really focused on your Band-Aid. That's all I could say.
Lindsay, if you were going to bring it up, I was going to bring it up.
I know you're really sensitive about wearing a Band-Aid. It looks great. It's fun. It's a good Band-Aid, right?
I was going to scratch my. I was right before we came on. I was upstairs putting a new Band-Aid on, and all I have now are just kid-centered Band-Aids. So this one has,
of course,
planets. This has a solar system aesthetic, and I was thinking, I don't know if there is any more disgusting accessory that you could have on your body than a Band-Aid.
Yeah,
because
it starts really nice.
The point of a Band-Aid, this wound, I was potting hanging baskets last night, and so this is got a little too aggressive potting my coleus
and going harden the paint on gardening.
So so I'll be now I'm gonna make it a big part of my personality. This whole brand, I'm gonna be like,
or you have to be like, sorry, I had an idea, but my fingers started to hurt.
Ooh.
Can't tell you what happened, but it hurts. Okay, well, do you want to introduce what we're doing today?
I do. So we course corrected 20 minutes ago. We had a different idea coming into today's brainstorm. So we are coming in as raw as humanly possible. Sometimes we have at least the evening to have rattled around in our brains. Not today. So we thought of this 15 minutes ago. Today, so we wanted to do something Mother's Day centric adjacent, something for moms. We had all these ideas we were playing with, bath beads, mommy swaddles, all these kind of funny things we thought would be fun to explore. Those are all falling flat in our mind. So we decided, let's do a coffee helmet. So similar to a beer helmet, but what if it was that, but then modernized for coffee drinkers? So we're doing some sort of coffee helmet. We don't know what it's going to look like or what the functionality is yet. We will figure that out once we hit the clock, once we set the timer. But that's the gist.
Yeah, and I think the impetus was twofold in it being hands-free.
Yep.
And then maintaining the temperature you want, because we're both moms, and it is like a cliche, but it is true that you set your coffee down in the morning to go do something. And then when you return to it, it's not how you want it. And you never really get a chance to drink it. I myself every day am surprised by how seldom I am sitting down as a mother of a toddler. Or if you're sitting down, it's for 1 second. So I think I was not anticipating that. And almost 3 years in, I'm still adjusting. But so it was what if your drink was with you and you could look super cool, like a frat guy, like Jim Belushi in that college poster. Is that Jim Belushi? Who is that?
It is Jim Belushi. No, it's John Belushi.
John Belushi,
Yeah.
the lesser known or the greater known.
The greater known. Jim
Greater
Belushi,
known
I guess, has
for-
carried the legacy, but
Yes. Are they brothers
R.I.P.
or son and father?
brothers. R.I.P. John Belushi. We lost him in his
Yeah.
prime. I think he was 26 when we lost a comedy legend.
Dang. So this goes out to him and out to moms.
Yeah.
So is there anything else we need to say?
I mean, I think we will cover
what more can
we will cover the history. We will cover the use cases of a coffee helmet. I'm actually excited because this is just it's funny because it's such a stupid idea, but it's also like incredibly useful. It would be such a useful product, but who the hell would ever wear it? But hey, that's our job today, is to make it appealing to the masses.
I don't know. We'll find a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess the only other thing to say is if you're not following along or subscribe to our channel, we are at Semiserious Agency on YouTube and everywhere. We'll be monitoring comments there as well. They feed in from a few places, but if you're on Instagram and you want to play along and see what other people are saying, come on over to YouTube. And this is live. We're going to start the timer. That's it.
Yeah. And if you are on Instagram, you have to click out, because the video is kind of wonky the way it shows up. It doesn't show stacked. It shows horizontal. So click out of it and then you'll be able to see
out and go back in. Yeah.
And if you're on LinkedIn, hello.
If you're on LinkedIn, building your career brick by brick, inspiring people and making connections and linking up.
Oh, yeah. And you've stumbled across us. You've hit the dark side of LinkedIn. Actually, honestly, you've hit the light side of LinkedIn. This is probably the only thing that gets posted on LinkedIn that is just pure silly and not either made up, manipulated, depressing, or does not belong on LinkedIn. I feel like I don't even look at my LinkedIn feed because it's just a lot of people posting things that I think are inappropriate for a business setting. I mean, this is inappropriate in a different way, but it's like, at least there's kind of a casing around it of like, this is what we do for a living. But it's like people are airing dirty laundry on LinkedIn. I'm going, oh boy.
Whew. I think no one
diary.
No one really knows what to do with LinkedIn, but it's there.
Yeah.
Like, the functionality of the connections in the workplace thing is still a strong differentiator than other social platforms. But then I think where it gets murky is like the feed and like what people are sharing and what they're talking about. And you're like, ugh. It's all posturing. So much of it is just posturing.
For sure.
Like, it's all accolades. So it is, the most brag centric, which is fine.
It's so funny. My other best friend, my lifelong best friend, besides Lynn's, I got to caveat that. Laura, she has never had social media. So she doesn't have Instagram, Facebook, nothing, Twitter, anything like that. But she maintains a very strong LinkedIn presence. And so that's where she catches the show. Aside from the email that goes out after, she'll see us. Hello.
Catch us on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Hey.
It's awesome.
Hey,
so this is
thanks
for her.
for watching. Thanks for being one of our original and only fans.
The
not
first
in
ride
an
or dies.
OnlyFans way.
Yeah. Okay. Should we?
I will start the timer.
I'm gonna
you get
the
music
music
ready.
Okay. Let's set the timer and answer the question on everyone's mind. Can they brand that?
Because they can, doesn't mean they should. Can they brand that? Can they brand that?
Also, I think we should say that we put a call out to Gareth to create a new jingle for the funded or Done-ded section. So hopefully that'll be coming down the pipeline soon.
Get excited. What are you thinking, like just riffing wise? Like,
I want him to do something jazzy like he did for Mascot O'Clock. Just like something kind of like
just
silly.
Something very simple. It's like a micro jingle because it's just like
jingle. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even really want other words other than funded or Done-ded.
No, we don't need. I don't think we need to write a second jingle. I think he just takes that phrase and spruces it up with some.
He's gonna bring it back. It's just be like funded, or Done-ded. It's just Mascot O'Clock. Exactly.
Which, honestly, I'm fine with. I'm fine with some version of that.
We'll take it. It's all like barbershop quartet-esque, which we like.
I love that.
Okay, I'm starting the
coffee
timer.
helmet. Okay.
Ugh.
So, do we want to talk name, or do we want to go like a little bit more like what are like the accoutrements that we kind of see playing out in this product so that we can maybe back into name taglines if we have an idea of what it does. So is it like do we think it looks like sort of a beer helmet with maybe some buttons or some features but it does have the straw? I think it has to look pretty close too.
I think so. I think for the sake of like getting it rolling, let's imagine it really a 1-for-1 of a beer helmet.
Okay.
But I think with added cooling and heating, but that doesn't really matter. It matters to our messaging.
Yeah.
But like, you know how like beer helmet just like holds the thing and then has a straw. Like those are just outside of the helmet. But I think there'd probably be, these things would be containers that are attached to the helmet that you would fill and you could set for cool or heat. But you'd obviously have to protect your head from cool and heat. So
so you could do because you could do like a cold brew. Theoretically too. Yeah, you could do like a cold brew.
Oh, for sure. I'm only
Yeah.
a cold drinker, so I'm thinking all ice things
Yeah.
that's going to keep it cold for you, like nitro style almost. And then if you want it hot, it's like those heated mugs that probably every mom is going to get next weekend that like keeps your coffee hot.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Okay.
So I'm down. I think naming is fine and fun. I think whatever you want, whatever is coming to you.
Okay. I mean, like the first kind of names I was thinking is like, let me just riff a few like iterations of is like not this, but like beanhead, buzzhead, cuphead.
First thing it had to, yeah.
Bean brain, like kind of in that like you know, I mean that's very coffee centric. I guess you could do tea in here too, but like something head, brain, bean, buzz. Like I was kind of thinking like it's really just like a mix and match of words, but that's really the only names that I've kind of thought is something.
Yeah, and the head is nice because obviously that sounds like somebody who's like a fan of the things, but then it's also on your head.
Bean brain, buzz brain.
You know what's a coffee word that I would love to see come back in style that I actually hated but is now so old that I think is fun and dumb is Java. Like that feels very 90s when like stuff was coming out and you'd be like, it's like a Java chip. Like it reminds me of like old frozen frappe drinks and stuff. Like it would just be like an old cyber cafe called like Java House or whatever.
Java head, Java.
Buzzhead. Is there anything like that if we're doing
yeah, like buzzhead, buzzbrain. Buzzhead. Yeah, I was trying to think of like words like cap, helmet, like something helmet, something cap, like a cup cap, not that, but like something that has like a butt, you know?
Yeah. Like
jitter,
headgear. There's something fun I'm thinking about, like crash helmet, like don't crash. Oh yeah, hothead.
Hothead is kind of funny. I mean, I know that doesn't fully encapsulate all the features that we can, you know, the cold brew component, but hothead is kind of funny because it has a double meaning.
Hothead is nice.
Yeah.
Hothead is nice. I also am picturing like, what's a funny type of hat? And it doesn't even have to look like this, but like people just think of a hat. Like if we didn't want to call it a helmet, like a beret or something, like a beanie.
Beanie. I mean, the funny thing about there's like beanies are already a hat, so you could do like a not a beanie, but like a beanie.
What about just like bev? The word bev, like it's just called a bevy. And it's because it's like you have all these options and it's any type of beverage. Like
bevy's
like
cute.
Bevy sounds like a text that like I'm gonna like. I got her a bevy because she loves drinking like tea every night, but like she has to do the gardening and she doesn't want to put her hands down. Because obviously there's like a straw, but I guess how do you drink your hot drinks? You have to drink it with a straw in this operation.
Yeah, I mean, whatever the straw is, it has to have like some
stopper.
Some stuff. Oh yeah.
Like you're drinking a hot drink. I think we'd have to have some sort of innovative, like wider mouth attachment for the straw to make you not have to feel like you're drinking up stuff like that. You're more like taking a sip of it or something.
Like it has like almost like a you know, like a vacuum. The end of a vacuum has that kind of like flat.
Yeah,
attachment.
that's exactly that. Like if it's for a hot drink, you're more like like taking it in that way versus like whatever. Because I think
we
like
can't get caught up in the.
I don't care.
No, but I think
like like having it be beverage wide.
Bevy is fun because bevy means like a large group of people, right? Like a bevy of something. So like
just
bevy
like many options, I think. But also someone saying bevy means an alcoholic drink. Is bevy with one
like BEVY, like a large group of people or things, something like
It's
that.
just a bunch of things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Frequently referring specifically to women, girls, or a flock of animals. That's perfect for moms.
Oh, that's a fun.
A
That's
bevy.
fun.
So bevy with one V.
Yeah, that's fun.
That's cute.
Bevy. Well, bevy sounds cool. It's definitely something that like takes the idea of a beer helmet or coffee helmet and then makes it feel like sexy, sleeker, cooler.
Yeah. Another one could be something like lid. Lid is a word for your hat and like also putting the lid on your drink. Like lid stir, or like can you make like liderator, like lid, like lid on its own is too short.
Can you do like, lid, Lydia, lid, LYD.
Yeah.
L IDD, L
Lidl. Bonnet. Bucket.
Fedora. I'm trying to think of like fun. Fedora bucket.
A straw hat. That's funny. But we just
a new type of straw hat. Yeah, that's funny.
I think bevy would be what I would go for, like it with a few minutes. Whatever.
Yeah, bevy's fun. Bevy's definitely cool.
Yeah.
Are there any other coffee like terms or anything that like how we said like hothead? Like, are there any other things that could feel like they have like a double meaning or? I guess what kind of branding do we want to do with like bevy? Like, right, it's very cool, very sleek, bevy.
I think if it went bevy, it would be more like hands-free.
Yeah.
Hands-free drinking, right? Like it'd be like bevy, like enjoy your drink and whatever you're doing or something. Like let us hand you a drink. That'd be fun. We'll hand you a drink or something like that.
Yeah.
Drinks on us.
Drinks
That'd
on
be perfect.
Us. That's funny. You could do something funny like because it's a helmet. I guess it depends how helmety it looks, but it's like almost like plow head first into your day. You know, like
oh, that's great. That's great. Yeah.
Yeah. There's something
like a helping hand, I guess. Another helping. If like for the Mother's Day specific campaign, which we don't have to do, but like it was like another set of another pair of hands. Like moms are always saying, "I wish I had like."
Hand it to us. And let's see. Hand it to us and no, hold on. There's something, Lindsay, with like hand it to you, like we gotta hand it to you, meaning like we're proud of you. Hand it to us. There's some like play there.
Yeah. Like you could do a Mother's Day campaign that was like, we gotta hand it to you. You're a great mom. Yeah. And then it's just like sort of implied, but like, yeah. Hand and handle.
Hands down. Is there anything like hands down? Hands down the best. Hands free. Helmet. Yeah. Hands down. Hands free.
Hands down the best way to drink up. I don't know.
Okay. I like that.
But I like both.
Hands down. Hands free.
Yeah. Like what's the dumb like but first coffee, but first bevy? You know what's nice about coffee and bevy is they sound like the ending sound.
Yeah.
Coffee shop espresso.
There's something funny like, sorry, I'm like going back to beer helmety, like a better way to chug. You know, people say they chug their coffee. Oh, I gotta chug my coffee. Yeah. Like a better way to chug your coffee, a new way to chug your coffee.
Yeah. Or like, I guess even like a new way to like, you don't have to chug anymore because it's on.
Yeah.
You. Like you get to actually enjoy it while you're busy.
Sip.
Busy and buzzy is nice. But caffeine. Decaf and caffeinated.
That's funny. Caffeinated. Get your caffeine. Get your caffeine. That's so silly.
The best fit for your fix, like a fix and a fit. A hat trick. Hats off. Hat trick. Hat trick could be a name.
That's a good name. Hat trick. Oh, I like that. Hat trick. Hat trick is when
it could also have three modes. It's three things.
Yeah,
it could be like ice, cold, and then maintain or something like that. Like one is warm. Cooling it, one is hotting it, and one is just keeping it whatever it was.
Yeah. I like hotting it. One's hotting it, one's cooling
Did I say that?
Yeah, no, I like it.
What's hotting it? That's what your brain isn't working as fast as your mouth.
Hat trick is fun. Hat trick.
Jolt.
My uncle used to have a coffee shop when he was in his 20s. He used to own a coffee shop by my grandparents' house, and it was called Jitters, which is really cute. That's how he met my aunt. She came in there as like customer. Jitters.
What about like perks? Like we have perks, like the endless perks or something. Like, and it's perk, like a perk of coffee.
That's a real fun. Obviously, like that's a good double meaning with like some sort of like initial offering. You opt in, things like that. Perks.
Oh yeah. Brew, obviously.
Is there anything like? Oh, you know what's funny? This is like taking it in the wrong direction, but it reminds me of Hat Trick. Is like, it's like the game day jitters. Like it's game day. Like, you know, like we've got the game. How does that work? Game day jitters. You don't want the jitters.
Right. And like, I guess every day is game day. Like treat every day like it's game day, I guess, sort of. Like, or like, you mean like because it's not game day, you're gaming the day or something? Maybe it's gaming the system, gaming.
Yeah, because I'm thinking Hat Trick feels very like sports centric, and then game day jitters and game day jitters.
I thought you were doing game day because like you'd wear that at a tailgate, sort of. But you mean with Hat Trick?
Well, that too. Like I was kind of thinking tailgate, and I was kind of thinking, okay, like you got to be on your game.
Yeah.
Do we want to?
Yeah.
Do we want to just go in the beverage? Do we still want to kind of just explore broadly? We can.
Yeah, I think we just I think what we're doing is great.
Okay.
Do you have unless you have the urge to want to settle on something? I'm open to that too.
I don't know. You know how I get. I want to like plow in, but plow head first into my day. No, I think we just.
What I want to do.
Because
I think there's lots of room for like
both fun.
I think so too. I think there's room for playing up like specific types of coffee drinks, matcha, like an iced latte. You know, I'm like cortado, macchiato. Do any of these like have any fun, like, or like brewing? Like I'm trying to think of like something. I guess they could do something new as brewing when like whatever. But like something that makes you go like rise and grind. Like what is the thing where you're like put it on and carry on, and like what would like motivate somebody to be using it and understanding how they're going to use it?
Rise and grind is a funny way to use it for this. I hate that phrase, but I think it's funny in this circumstance. Your morning.
You got to find old Marshall's coffee signs.
Your morning cup.
Cafe.
Have more. Where? Oh my God. I'm trying to think of like your morning cup. Like, don't talk to me. My coffee. Like I'm trying to think of like a funny.
No, don't talk to me until I have my coffee helmet on.
Don't talk to me until my coffee. Mommy's first coffee helmet. Sorry. No. Mommy's first coffee helmet. Pour over.
Coffee bar on ice, beans, roast, grind.
There's something funny like
morning
when they roasted us when we first pitched this idea until they tried it. Like, you know, like there's something there, like origin story-ish.
You could also do like a campaign that was like that you'll get roasted for wearing it, but at least you have your coffee in peace. Like just a really like straightforward, like whatever.
Yeah.
It's like you look dumb, but you got your caffeine. Like there's like, how do you like, it's like,
you could totally play in that direction. Like you definitely won't look as good as you feel.
Before you feel good, you have to look really stupid.
Yeah, you have to look.
But like, if you want to get it done,
look your worst, feel your best. Is there anything? It would be funny to have different models, like called like the Americano. You know what's funny? Calling it like the Americano, it feels like it's something only an American would wear. Something so stupid that we are so work obsessed.
Really does. Yeah.
And Americans are just like loud and brash and irritating. And at least that's, you know, and among other adjectives, especially now. But calling it like the Americano just feels like such an embodiment of American overconsumption and gaudiness, and there's something funny there. I'm
thinking of like the benefits to using it, hands-free obviously, but that you're multitasking,
Mhm.
like get it while it's hot is a fun thing too. But I was thinking of
Mhm.
multitask and whisk or like like froth. There's all these, what did we do for a coffee campaign once? We plead the froth.
Oh,
That was for
yeah.
our, the nut
This-
milk brand.
Oh, yeah,
that
yeah.
claims
That's
that
right.
their nut base like frothed
Frothed
well
better,
when
yeah.
most like plant-based milks
Mhm.
don't. Like why is our plant milk so good? We plead the froth, right?
Yeah, that's what it was. For
Uh-huh.
joy.
And yeah.
Uh-huh.
But I was just like, what is another way to like tell someone besides like get it while it's hot, hands freeze, like,
It's why
a way to say that what else are you getting from going to all the trouble of wearing this helmet is that you're getting stuff done, you're multitasking, you're drinking on the go, automated.
Get it while it's hot or cold or room temperature. That's the beauty of our hat trick. That's the beauty of the hat trick.
What
Okay,
a
so
beauty.
let's talk benefits. Never, I mean, you could do really funny, absurd benefits, like never, like maybe there's some setting that like tells you when it's like perfect temp to drink. Like maybe you can set it to be like, 86 degrees or whatever. And it's like never burn your mouth again, never spill your coffee again. Like there could be really acting like simple things that might happen when you're drinking coffee or whatever that are like making them into funny, bigger issues that they aren't.
Yeah. That is true. You're not spilling it either. There's also the old like you're gonna get sip done instead of shit.
Yeah.
I just saw somebody use some modern brand alley used sip happens, and I could not believe it after all this time. That someone was just like, yeah, that'll crank. I'll remember it later.
Sip happens. Like we're still in that phrase.
It's like 2011.
Lindsay, is there anything? Oh my god, it just flew out of my brain.
Sorry, that was my.
No. You're fine. Get sip done. Oh, I was gonna say, no spills, all frills. I was gonna make like frills because it's like kind of.
That's fun. Also, like it is sort of like a machine. We had said this morning when we were like, "What if we did this?" That it was like. I wonder if it makes it as well. It'd be a huge helmet, but like instead of a Keurig.
You have to have a neck brace attachment.
You also have to have a camelback. Like there's something. I keep picturing Honey, I Shrunk the Kid's dad when he has the thing on his head to go look for them. Like that's what the coffee helmet looks like to me. Okay, so it's not a machine.
Thank you for bringing Rick Moranis into this brainstorm.
Thank you. But what was it?
We don't talk about him enough.
People don't talk about Rick Moranis enough, and I want to know Wayne Zielinski. Wayne Zielinski. Was his name.
Yeah. God, I was obsessed with that movie as a kid.
WWWZ. What would Wayne Zielinski do? WWWZD.
Yeah. I would buy that. I'd buy that bracelet.
You know what? Something I forgot to say on our WD-40 episode 2 weeks ago that is haunting me that just came back to me is I wanted to pitch a whole Jesus-focused one called WWD-40. Hold on. WWJD40. No, whatever it was combining WD-40 and Jesus. And you'd get those bracelets for WD-40. But
Hold on. And then it would be, instead of like Jesus take the wheel, it'd be like Jesus fixed, or like Jesus
grease the wheel.
Grease the wheel. Jesus grease the wheel.
Jesus grease the wheel. Oh my gosh.
Okay, hold on. Let's go back to your
helmet. I was trying to say like how like we don't have to get too much into how it works, but like I guess like poor decisions. We've done that before for when we worked with Native.
No more poor decisions. That's funny.
Avoid poor decisions.
Okay. I do like the idea. Maybe it doesn't have like, it would be funny. Not that like, not K-cups, all that, but it would be funny if there is like, it does like micro brew for you, or it like, yeah, do it.
I've got the picture coming off of my head.
like a Statue of Liberty crown.
And you put it onto the machine that comes with it. So now we can sell two things. We're selling our version of an espresso, and you put it on there and pick your drink. Matcha, blah, 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 blah. It pours right into the cup or right into the helmet. the bevy, and then you take it'll go ready. You take the bevy off. Oh, speaking of that.
Oh.
And the bevy, then you put it on. So you've already put it into whatever mode you want. Hot, cold, normal.
Like this.
And you've brewed it.
Upsell.
Let's call the machine Brutus. I don't know why. It just seems right.
Brutus is funny. Brutus. Hold on. That's a funny voice. Brutus. A2 brew.
Exactly.
A2 brew.
A2 latte.
A2 latte.
We brought Shakespeare into the waterbed one, but like
we did.
Brutus.
Brutus is that's a good it's a good name. Brutus. It's got like the right
one
notes.
That's sort of like it. Brewmate. BRU.
Brutus.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a
it's the whole one of the versions has to be called a cappuccino with a cap.
Oh. I mean, Lindsay, what the heck?
My God.
We're past 20 minutes into this brainstorm and we're just
Lindsay,
thinking
the
cappuccino.
Timer just went off and you
Oh my goodness. Well, there's a type of brew called like a doppio or something. It's like I think it's espresso and steamed milk. Dope. Like doppio.
Doppio is just 2 shots of espresso.
Is there any steamed milk in there?
I don't think so.
Okay. But anyway, like doppio. I don't know. It's just funny because you kind of look like a dope when you wear it.
Oh, I see.
But a Brutus, I really like that name. It feels memorable. Like that's a sticky name you would get in your head. I have the Brutus. This, honestly, even though this, like, we're kind of trying to gear this toward moms because of Mother's Day coming up, this is very much a tech bro thing that they would wear. Can you not see like douche tech bros putting this on and like coming up with their genius idea, in Silicon Valley and
like they're gonna add the add-ons where like it has a Bluetooth capability, so then they're wearing it and they're taking their calls.
Yeah.
Let me send this to Brutus real quick.
Yeah, it does.
Brutus, there's AI functionality, which we would hate, but then they'd be like, Brutus, oh, you're talking to it. Brutus, brew me another cold brew and send that email and post on LinkedIn.
It would be like, this guy's got Brutus brain. Like it would be like become a thing. Like, oh my God, did you see that guy?
Sorry, I was trying to talk to him, but he was doing 17 things at once. The most efficient woman in the world. There's some fun things about like to-do lists are shaking. Like they're quaking. You're about to finally like just right before we do Mascot is like to tap into that universal relatable feeling as most moms of being like, there's just a laundry list of things I have to get done and I can't get it all done and I can't enjoy myself and like all the stuff.
Yeah.
So that there'd be some funny thing about like,
so efficient. It's embarrassing.
And we could do like so efficient. It's like, we said this earlier, like you, what's it called? Clone yourself.
Yeah.
Efficiency. Barista. We didn't even play with barista, even though it's not making it, but like barista
efficiency. Okay. Yeah. I love the idea of like to-do lists or efficiency hates to see us coming. Barista's funny. Barista brain, the bear. Hold on. Is there like a barrister? What's a barrister or what word am I trying to think of right now? Barrister,
like a English attorney, bartender,
like a barrister, right? Like barrister. That's yeah, like legal. Okay, never mind. I was trying to make that like barrister.
I think that's in like
barista.
the UK. That's what they call. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what if we did the dumbest thing where it's like she-efficiency? What we used to do when we had our feminist angled like girl boss podcast for a hot minute in 2019 or whatever.
But it was very satirical.
We made fun of yes.
We made fun of it.
We made fun of it. It would be like an entrepreneur,
yeah,
and a girl boss, and like
all these really
she-efficiency. We didn't even put mom into any of this, but
I mean, mommy brain is a funny like. It's like redefining mommy brain.
Oh wait, we could make a special model that's just called mommy brain juice. Yeah, that's fun.
Mommy brain is a fun.
Or mom brain. I was gonna say, hold on,
Lindsay, hold on. Let me just put a pin real quick to say, mommy brain is a real awesome term to take and like redefine because people mean it when like, oh, you're spaced out, like you forgot something. But mothers' brains hold the key to the entire nucleus of the family. I'm like, you like
totally.
You are the one. I mean, we have amazing husbands, but like we are like we're the nucleus of like we know everything
100%.
going on
Yeah.
at all times in every single sect of the family life.
If we go down, everything goes down.
truly. I don't not for this
Yeah.
product, but like mommy
Yeah.
brain and like making that something that is like hyper efficient, tuned in, locked in, really
Totally.
smart, something.
It'd be
There was
cool to
something
make that
interesting
like
Yeah, I can't think of
an
what.
organizer or a smart calendar, something that is like super, super efficient and makes your life better.
Oh, you know those smart calendars that like they're electronic, they're like digital and they
Mhm.
go on the wall. That's a fun name for that.
What's
Yeah.
a great name for that?
Mommy
Oh, wait,
brain.
I had one more idea about the helmet towards moms specifically. Oh, wait, two things. I was going to say instead of barista, it's bra-rista.
Oh,
Just to
yeah.
make it about women. Bras.
Just
I don't know.
Throw a bra in there. Yeah.
Bras and brews. That's just like the event,
Yeah.
the launch event.
Yeah.
Is that there should be, do you remember when your kids were the age where you're changing diapers and you need to like distract them? I guess Lily's still
Yeah.
in that age.
Yeah.
I was like, there should be like a mode where like fun lights can go off or whatever. So you're like,
Oh,
look
yeah,
up
you press the
here,
button.
and then
Yeah.
you're just drinking.
Yeah, like you have, or you could add like accoutrements. Like you have like a clip that you
Things
can just add
dangly.
what's a
Oh
set
yeah,
of keys.
spinning. Oh yeah,
spinning thing. Yeah. You know what we use to distract Lily still is it's like a dollar store. It's like one of those things you press and it like it's like it's got the spray thing on the top that like lights.
I can picture it.
Like you used to get them at like carnivals and it's like white threads that have like LED lights at the top and it's probably so
I can
bad.
picture it. Yeah.
use
They're
case,
like
yeah.
you press a little button.
Yeah, it's specifically next to the diaper changing.
Yep. Well, okay, we have to
Okay.
go into
Let's do Mascot o'clock. Let's get this. Let's tee up this song. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Am I ever?
Mascot o'clock.
Okay.
We also have continued to want to name something Motherload, and Motherload feels like it'd be a fun name for some functionality or some version of it. Like maybe when you buy the good one, or the one with all the bells and whistles.
I also love Motherload for that calendar as well. Mommy
I
brain,
know.
Motherload. Anyway.
Mhm.
Okay. For this product specifically, I mean, I was thinking when we first did like Buzz Brain, Buzzhead, I was thinking like a bee, obviously, but
Mhm.
the most obvious. What'd be really funny is like okay, hat trick or bevy. I'm trying to think like a beaver. I'm trying to think what's like a busy beaver. Like a beaver might be funny. Bevy, Beevy the bev. Like Beevy's the mascot of Bevy, and a beaver's busy notoriously, and they're like kind of workhorses. A workhorse would be funny too. Workhorse, Lindsay, workhorse would be a really good brand name.
Yes. What's Workhorse? Where's Workhorse?
Workhorse is one of the names we pitched to a client.
Yes. That's great. That'd be really great.
We went in a different direction, but
workhorse, hobby horse. We went down. We were
in horse. Yeah, we were
show pony. Pony would also be great.
Honestly, there's something about horse language that I'm like, and you and I are locked into right now. Like,
yeah.
Every client project we take on, there's definitely one name we explore that is like, horse language, saddle.
We weren't even horse girls.
No.
Wait.
Well, you kind of were a horse girl.
I had horses. I was not a horse girl. You know what I was thinking though? That I was like, were you either a horse girl or a dolphin girl? Like, what was the other one? Like, meaning you were really excited by like if a Lisa Frank sticker pack was out, were you like dolphin, leopard? Lisa Frank didn't really have horses, right?
No, maybe. I was like leopard, cat. Like I was in that world.
Yeah.
I can remember. This is so silly, but being a kid, I can remember. So at our kind of local mall, they had a big fountain in the center of the mall, and I can remember throwing coins in the fountain and wishing for a cat like 1,000 times as a kid, like throwing pennies in the fountain.
Didn't you?
And then when I was in 7th grade, my mom was dropping my sister off at preschool, and a stray orange cat walked up to my mom and started nuzzling against her leg, and it was dirty, but it was so friendly. And my mom opened the van door and the cat jumped right into the van, and we ended up with the cat for like 15 years. And it was
that cat lived a really long time.
Yes, it was the best cat in the whole wide world. It was like my dream cat. It was like fat and orange and fluffy and friendly. And it was
Aw.
like a dog. This thing was the best.
So it's like
Rusty. His name
Garfield
was
minus the temperament.
Rusty. Truly.
Like
Truly.
a happy Garfield.
But anyway,
Horse.
yeah, so I was kind of a cat girl. Were you like dolphin, horse? What animal were you?
I was just thinking about the obsession with, I feel like there was like a horse girl and then there was like a dolphin girl. Like, I just feel like those were two animals people were obsessed with in that age. And then I got thinking about Lisa Frank and blah, blah, blah.
You know,
but back to
sorry, I was gonna say, I missed the horse girl. Like, that term never like got to me until I got older. Like, I never remember
I don't think
hearing the term horse
No, I don't
girl.
think it was. I think
Okay,
we're
was
doing
that
it
something
now
that-
retroactively.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
my read on it.
Yeah, you're right.
But okay, so I was also just thinking like the idea of a sort of little person that's a lightning bolt because of your brain and jolt of like caffeine.
Oh, yeah.
Like that'd be a fun, like, and he's like, her name is Jolt, or like I was just thinking of things that those things have in common. And that lightning bolt.
Yeah.
A silly straw is interesting, like that personified, because like that's sort of part of how that is.
You could probably do like some fun attachments, like to customize it, make it your own.
Mm-hmm.
Silly straw would be fun. Okay. A bean, a brew, brew.
Like a melon.
If it was Brutus, you could do like a kind of a short, dumpy little guy with a beard. Like, I kind of picture like what's a really fun, cartoonish version of what someone named Brutus would look like, you know?
Yeah.
He kind of feels to me, not that this is good, but like, you know, Pinocchio. I think it's the guy that it's just the worst.
Geppetto? Isn't that his name?
No, like the guy that like traps the kids and turns them into donkeys.
Oh my gosh, that's
he's like
so
got an
scary.
Italian
So
name. I
scary.
can't think of his last.
Yeah.
Palazzo or something like that. Anyway,
That's who you
like
picture?
like a bean. But I picture him like kind of dumpy and dopey looking, kind of funny.
Okay, here's a type of animal that is associated with, this would be a weird one, but sort of, is a bat.
Okay.
I guess I would just like Googled like animals associated with coffee. And the most famous are this little like weird creature, Asian palm civet. He looks like a cat. He's like cute and he eats the coffee berries before they turn into whatever. He'd be really
is that
cute.
the one that poops him out? Right?
Enzymes in its digestive tract to ferment the beans. Yeah.
I had that when I was in Bali. Hold on, there's a name of what's a coffee called? But it's
Kopi luwak, known for Kopi luwak.
Luwak, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Bats feed on coffee fruits and spit out the seeds. Monkeys. I just feel like that'd be something fun.
Battie's cute. Like going batty, like going crazy.
Like, right. And it's like keeping you from going batty. Like,
yeah. I like
feels
that.
Like that'd be a unique one.
We've never pitched a bat mascot before.
Yeah.
I like that.
We'll go to bat for you.
Mm-hmm.
Bat-rista, he can be called.
The Bat-rista? I mean, yeah, of course.
Okay, well, I think we should just quickly do Funded and Done-ded and then
okay. If only we had our jingle.
Reheat it on your head.
Funded, or Done-ded.
Done-ded. Wonderful. That was great.
Thank you, Gareth. That was good. Little inspo for Gareth.
Noggin.
Okay.
Take that and run with it.
Funded or Done-ded? What do you think?
I think it's getting funded. I don't see why not. I think if you can find a way to make it sleek and like aerodynamic and it works and it just contains like 1 cup of coffee.
Yeah.
And it's lightweight. And I think probably it's more likely that it would just have the functionality of like one of those insulated water bottles that will, whatever temperature it goes in, it just maintains. I think that'd probably be the more like way to keep it lightweight and cool. It's just like if you poured it in hot, it's going to stay hot. If you poured it in cold, it's going to stay cold. We're not going to like do anything weird to it.
Okay.
I could see, especially if I got it as a gift, I could see myself doing that.
Well, okay, think about
around.
it. If you have a desk job where you're typing, that's a great use case. But also think if you have a job if you're like doing more manual labor, like gardening, construction, like anything like that where maybe your hands are dirty too and you don't want to keep touching your mug or carrying it around.
If you're a chef.
Cooking if you're a chef, like that could be kind of a fun like
Because it could
option,
keep
too.
going onto like whatever you wanted to put
Yeah.
in it. I think it could start as this morning drink bevy situation, but that's what bevy does nicely. Brutus does it too. What was our third one?
hat trick.
Hat trick.
Potentially.
They all do
Yeah.
it. They all like open up into, whatever you're going to be drinking. You can, I mean, it's like and we could like, I guess, position ourselves against the Camelback. You know what I mean? Because you have that there, which in a way is a little bit better, but depending. But this is for the sake of this thing, it's a helmet. And it's the way we're differentiating. So I'm going funded.
I'm going funded.
I just think I think someone would buy it.
Yeah, I think especially if it's fairly sleek, I do think that would be a funded idea.
You know what would be a funny name for it too is head honcho. And then like we could do all sort of businessy jargon and boss and like, cause it's like the honcho for it. This is your head honcho. Like, I don't know.
That's a nice angle.
It doesn't really go with drinking as much,
but it's
not
like
just Hat Trick and Brutus, but yeah.
It's like the busy it's like the busy entrepreneur angle or the busy person angle, whatever. It doesn't have to be an entrepreneur. Yeah. Head honcho. Head. Oh, now head's fun to play with. Head.
Yeah. That's what I just went from like.
Well, we said hot head, but that's very specific to like a certain temperature. But like head. Hold on. Now I want to like. Head honcho. Head case.
Don't do it.
Head case is kind of fun. Something head case. Humble. Hold on. Head honcho. Humble. There's a fun word humble in there. Something like humbly. I don't know. Head's good.
Helmet. Helmet. Come helmet or high water. I was just thinking of all the hell. Like what the helmet? There we go. Now we're just
nailed it.
Let's name it. Let's do it. It's just called helmet, but there's 2 L's for some reason.
Like, well, then you can do like the lightning bolt or like fire down the side or
like
helmet.
The Guy Fieri version. We'll wait till we collaborate with him.
For sure. Well, I don't know. After his handshake.
Oh, right. Sorry. He's on
handshake. He's off the list now.
I mean, he
claims he didn't know
zero
who it was.
Surprise to people.
I mean, like, look at the guy. Who do you think he would rub elbows with? Jesus.
Hello. Okay. Well, this has been another episode of Can They Brand That? And I feel like we did. If the question is, can they? Yes.
The answer is they did. They can.
They did something. They branded something.
Yeah.
They sure did something. And
you
know what? You can put that on our gravestone.
You can put that on in our epitaph. Well, like and subscribe and tune in next week at 12 Central on YouTube. And we will be back with another ridiculous premise or brand or product or something. And then we'll ask ourselves again, can they brand that? And we will show you that we can. And if you want to pitch us any ideas, do it. We love that.
Yeah. DM us. Wait, I got another one the other day. I'll have to dig it up. I don't remember it, but I need to be digging that. People are DMing us and we need to look into that. So do that. Just because they can doesn't mean they should, but nevertheless, we will.
We will. But we still will. Awesome.
We will. Okay. We'll see you next time.
We're number 1.
Yes.
Home with the Band-Aid. Bye.